What's going on, everybody? Welcome in to Blazers Uprise Live. Today, we got a typical stream for you. We got 6 games to pick from, 4 picks against the spread as we head down the stretch run. And then we got Brooklyn Nets, Portland Trailblazers tomorrow. We'll preview that game. Can the Blazers finally get things done against a top-level team? We'll figure that out tomorrow. We'll preview that game today. That's what we have on tap. Hope everybody's days are going well. Eric is making sure to have all the injuries ready for us for picks against the spread. I can't believe we didn't do that, Eric, until recently. Yeah, Reese is clutch with it. So I want to make sure we're all good on the injuries. Let's take a look at the standings. We can take a look at this. Eric had a good Monday. He had 13 games because he needed to make one up because there was basically a tie on his double down, so we lost out in 2 games. Yeah, you are. But there you go. Now you're free. So Eric is sitting 6 games above Chat, all right? Maybe I was a little salty that he's in first. Maybe that's why I left him muted. Shh, don't tell him. Chat is 6 games behind Eric, Zach 9, me 10. Reese had a phenomenal Monday. Reese is only 4 games back of me, 5 games back of Zach. Reese is making a late push. Trevin is now in the cellar. Reese passed him. Reese, those double downs are carrying him at this point. He leads the field in double down records. Thought there might be a little more separation between double downs for Eric and Chat, considering they're up top. But nah, double downs have been pretty even so far. So anyway, Eric, are you ready to go?
As ready as I'm gonna be in a couple minutes. Yeah.
All right. I stalled long enough. Let's start things off with this first game. You got Dallas versus Detroit. Dallas is a 7.5 point favorite, but if I understand correctly, there's a lot of injuries in this game.
Yeah, this is crazy. So for the Mavericks, Luka Doncic is out. So he is not playing, along with Finney Smith. And then for the Pistons, they're without Jeremy Grant, Mason Plumlee, Corey Joseph, Wayne Ellington, and Rodney McGruder all out of this game. So
Porzingis playing in this one?
Porzingis is playing, so he's like the only good player in this game, I guess, or if you want to call him a good player. But
yeah,
just a weird matchup.
Yep, we do got Zach back for this one to say voting starts now. There it is. Zach is going with Detroit. This is a very hard game. I don't like the games, man.
Without Luka, I'm just going to take the points and go with the Pistons.
Who do the Pistons even have? Mavs still
Isaiah
got
Stewart, Sadiq Bey, Killian Hayes, all the rookies.
The Mavs still got Porzingis. They still got Tim Hardaway Jr. They still should have Kleba. Then I'm gonna take the Mavericks in this one.
All right.
Reese is going Mavs. Good. We got some variety right off the bat. What was Trevin's pick? Has he made his yet? Is Trevin here? Uh-oh. Trevin isn't here, is he? We got 30 minutes before this tips off. We went live a little bit earlier than we end up doing. So if we have to wait on Trevin, that's fine. Or if we have to go back over things for Trevin, that's fine. Chat has 3 more votes. Just not used to us starting around 3:30. I guess Trevin doesn't like being in last place and has forfeited. He's given up. I was going to say could have Jackson make Trevin's picks for him.
I just messaged Trevin on
8-7 Pistons for Chat. There you go. It was a close one. But Chat is going with the Pistons. Let me pick for Trevin. We'll just if you want to catch up on injuries a little bit, we'll wait another 30 seconds and then we'll move on. We can always go back and fill them in for Trevin.
Obviously a big game for us.
Yes. Big game. I need to gain on chat, Zach, and Eric, and they're all going Pistons, so definitely rooting hard for the Mavericks in this one. I got screwed over with my double down on Monday, dude. I'm still salty about that. I doubled down on the Spurs were 2.5-point favorites, and I doubled down on the Wizards, and then the Spurs win by 3 in overtime.
Yeah.
That was brutal loss right there.
That hurt me too. That was one of my double downs as well.
The Wizards?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I didn't gain a game. I guess since you're in the lead, it didn't hurt me as much as I thought. But yeah, so we will move on to game number 2. Hopefully Trevin is able to come fill those in. If not, we might just have to flip a coin for him. You got Nets going up against the Pacers. Brooklyn is a 5-point favorite. There are definitely injuries in this one as well.
Yeah, so Kyrie was scratched today with a groin injury. So it'll be interesting if that's just first game of a back-to-back or if he's going to be out tomorrow night as well.
Trevor's going Pistons, by the way.
Trevin's in here, okay.
Zach said Trevin's going Pistons, so.
Okay. So Kyrie and Harden are both out. It looks like Durant is playing. But Claxton is also out. Dinwiddie, of course, is out. And I'm checking on Bruce Brown as we speak. Game. He's out tonight. Game time decision tomorrow for Bruce Brown.
Okay, what about the Pacers?
And for the Pacers, they have Sabonis is out, Batadze is out, Lamb is out. Let's see who else. I apologize. I just got home from. Miles Turner looks like he is playing, but yeah, Sabonis, Lamb, Batadze, and Warren are out. It looks like Miles Turner is possibly playing.
Possibly, okay.
Oh, no. Hold on, it says out indefinitely.
Yeah, Reese says he's out indefinitely. He's
out. Yep, he's out. Sorry.
Okay. So kind of the same lineup the Pacers gave us.
Yeah.
I'm going to take the Nets.
Yeah, 5-point spread is pretty low. I will also take the Nets.
Alrighty.
It'll be interesting to see, 1, if Kyrie plays tomorrow night, and 2, what the spread is for that game against the Blazers, because we're pretty much at full strength other than Zach right now for the first time in a very, very long time.
Yep. Reese going Nets. Looks like this one could be a clean sweep. Chat, keep voting because this will determine your double down. If you want to double down the Nets, keep voting Nets. Obviously, don't vote twice. I'm just saying for those of you who have not voted yet. So, Zach, there we go. There's Trevin. Hey, Trevin, you're late, bro. Zach is going with, I don't know. He hasn't voted yet. 14-0 Nets so far. Zach, we just need your pick. You're late to seeing me, in my opinion. India, okay. Yeah, I was way up there, I think. I don't know. But Zach is out on an island. with this one. Going Pacers. Everybody else is going with the Nets. Let's move on to game number 3. You got Milwaukee versus Houston. You got Christmas colors. Merry Christmas, everybody. Eric, what are the injuries?
Looks like Giannis and DiVincenzo were on the injury report, but it looks like both of them are going to play. For the Rockets, they just announced John Wall is out for the rest of the season, and he joins Avery Bradley, Daniel House, DJ Augustine, Sterling Brown, and Eric Gordon all out for this game.
They have Avery Bradley. I didn't even know.
He was part of
that roster. I just have completely just not paid attention to.
Your boy Olynyk's been killing it for them.
Yeah, he has. Underrated player, man.
I'm gonna take the points and take the Bucks in this one. I mean, I'm gonna give up the points, I guess.
You're gonna take the points and take the Bucks?
I'm giving up the points. I said that wrong.
Yeah. Zach says it was 14-1 for the Nets, by the way, but the one vote that wasn't for the Nets was for the Blazers, not the Pacers. So. I hate spreads like this, but I also gotta take the Bucks.
Man, that Raptors game last night on Monday. What
about it? I don't even remember it.
They were like 11.5-point favorites with a bunch of people out, and they won by 16. But that was such a weird spread.
Yeah. Yeah, I forgot who I even picked in that one. There's a lot of weird games on Monday. What's the spread? Milwaukee is favored by 13 points, Trevin. His phone resolution. Well, gotta raise your phone resolution. Gotta go advanced picture quality 1080p. $15 for chat. So I guess this is probably going to be their double down. Trevin went Bucks. Reese went Bucks. Did Zach go Bucks? Zach went Bucks. Okay. Reese, Zach, yep. Clean sweep as predicted. Honestly, nobody voted for Houston, including anyone in chat, because chat was 15-0 Milwaukee. So this is the clean sweep of all clean sweeps. There you go. Everybody going for the Milwaukee Bucks in this one. Let's move on to game number 4. You got an interesting spread. Golden State is favored by 4 points on the road against the Minnesota Timberwolves.
So Culver and Beasley are out for the Wolves. For the Warriors, they are, of course, without Klay Thompson. James Wiseman out for the year. Eric Paschall, Damian Lee are both out. And it looks like Oubre will not play. So Oubre is out.
Oh, this one's tough, man.
I am going to take the Warriors. Even though the Timberwolves, I believe, are like 8-6 over the last 14 games or something.
Yeah,
respectable.
Timberwolves are playing better. It's hard because the Warriors just got blown out, so maybe they come out with a lot of intensity, or maybe they're just in a slump. But in this one, both teams are playing at a similar level going in. The Warriors have more guys out, and they're favored by 4 points. And it's on the road. I'll take the Timberwolves.
All right.
Zach's taking the Warriors. We missed some shots as this one is easy, and he votes Warriors. I don't think this is an easy one, man. Logic says Timberwolves to me. I need to cue up some Jeopardy theme music. Is my chat just not updating? What in the world? My chat just freeze? Yeah, my chat just froze. I was wondering. So Reese is going Wolves. Chat went Warriors. And Trevin went Warriors as well. So me and Reese out on an island. Reese has been picking games really well lately, so I feel confident in this one. Out on an island with Reese. Game number 5, you got OKC going up against New Orleans. New Orleans is a 9-point favorite on the road.
I apologize. I had the other game working on that, so give me just a second here.
Mike B says Logic says Timberwolves first time that was said ever. Yeah, that's the first time I've ever said that, but
so Nickeil Alexander-Walker and Josh Hart both out for the Pelicans.
Wait, hold on. Does somebody count in chat 3 times on the last pick? Do not vote more than once in chat, or you might get a 5-minute ban. Anybody that does it again, it's a 5-minute ban.
Okay, so going back to
I don't know who
said.
Belgian is talking about, but I just want to make sure. I wish he would just say who instead of he. But go ahead, Eric.
So Steven Adams, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Josh Hart are out for the Pelicans. For the Thunder, you got Muscala, SGA, and Horford, the main people out for them.
It's a tough one.
The spread is 9.
Yep.
I'm gonna ride with the Pelicans.
Okay. Yeah, we missed some shots voted 3 times on the last one. Yeah, do not vote more than once. If this is your first time, then we'll give you a pass, but do not vote more than once. So it was 7-6 Warriors on the last one then.
Was there any other votes?
I don't know. I don't know. We're just going to have to recount it. Reese went Pelicans. I'm going to go Pelicans. I will now recount. Let me know what Zach, Trevin, and everyone else says. So I see 10 for the Warriors, including the double. That means 8 for the Warriors, taking out the second and third times that shots voted, which means that it would still be Warriors. So
okay, so 8-7 or something.
It was 8-6.
Okay,
you know,
but
8 clinches
doesn't matter.
So,
I guess. Yeah.
Yep. So cool.
Okay.
Pels clinch. Final tally shouldn't matter. Alrighty. Yeah, that's the thing, is when you have a 15-0 vote, if there's a vote for another team, then it's just the first one to 8 at that point.
Yeah.
Trevin's going OKC. Trevin going with the Island. What was Zach's pick? Of course he was counting, so give him a little patience. Rundown of injuries again. SGA out, Horford out, Muscala out for the Thunder, and then for the Pelicans, Steven Adams, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, and Josh Hart.
Good memory.
Thank you. This is taking longer than the 11 games that we picked on Monday.
What was chat's... Oh, no tally. Okay.
Yeah. We don't really need a tally unless it's 50-0.
Yeah.
So that's game number 5. Game number 6, final game. Trevin's on an island, so congrats to Trevin for being bold. Game number 6, you got Denver versus Toronto. This one's an interesting one because Denver's favored by 4, but the injuries keep piling up for them.
Yep. Michael Porter Jr. got hurt, but it looks like he is playing in this one. He is probable. So it didn't end up being serious. But they are without Jamal Murray, of course, Monte Morris, and Will Barton all out for them. For the Raptors, they are without Van Vliet, Trent, Boucher, and Watson.
Huh. Okay.
Isaac, you don't know how it works?
Isaac doesn't know how this works. Reese going Raptors. Reese is out on an island so far. What's your pick, Eric?
Still deciding on this one. So we got Zach, Trevin. Oh no. Oops, messed that up. Zach, Trevin, Torrey, all the Nuggets. Since it's in Denver and the Raptors don't really have anyone to guard Jokic, I'm going to take the Nuggets.
Alrighty. That's hoping you go Raptors. What's up, Eric? What's chat's vote on this? Has there been a clinch yet? We just need a clinch. Because I see a couple Raptors votes. There's actually a lot more Raptors votes than I was expecting to see, so.
Be a better human, Isaac. Obviously just messing with you.
No, actually.
Isaac can't take a joke. Yeah, apparently.
Quit airing him out, man. 8-5 Nuggets clinched for the Nuggets. All right. There we go. Chat's going Nuggets. So Reese is on an island. Let's just recap the picks. You got me and Reese against the field in game number 1. You got Zach on an island in game number 2. You got clean sweep in game number 3. You got me and Reese against everybody again in game number 4. You got Trevin on an island in game number 5. And you got Reese on an island in game number 6. So now let's head to the double downs. Chat's double down was wait, what? Milwaukee?
Well, there was the 15-0 and the 14-0. I don't know if you want to just give it automatically to the 15-0, or do you want to let them vote?
I'll let them vote because the one that was against the Nets was for the Blazers who weren't even playing in that game.
Yeah.
So I'll let them vote. All right, chat can make up their minds. So chat, go ahead. Zach, post the voting start thing for the double down. Pick between the Nets and the Bucks.
The Nets were -5 against the Pacers, and the Bucks are -13 against the Rockets. Just for.
Yep.
And Jackson, we went back and counted, and there was at least 8 valid votes for the Warriors, so that's why we kept the pick.
Yep, it's good. The Warriors game is fine. Okay, you got Nets, Bucks, Nets. Bucks, Nets. It looks like it's going to be the Nets, actually. We'll count it. Yeah, it's going to be the Nets for chat on their double down, so it's not going to be the Bucks.
All right.
Where do I want to go?
This is a tough double down day.
Yeah.
I'm not like super confident with any of them.
I don't even know what I want to go with. Reese is going Bucks.
I think I'm going Bucks as well.
Ready? Buckaroonies for Zach. Oh, are you not going with the Buckaroonies, Zach?
Man, Zach always does that.
The thing is, he has to count votes, and I
No,
know that he gets, it's
no, I
harder
know,
to count
but like
people
he
do
always
that.
like retracts his message or says something, and then it doesn't apply to.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I already loaded up the Bucks logo, but he can go. You want to see the spreads again? Okay. Game number 1, Dallas by 7.5. Game number 2, Brooklyn by 5. Game number 3, Milwaukee by 13. Game number 4, Golden State by 4. Game number 5, New Orleans by 9. Game number 6, Denver by 4. I'm going to double down on Brooklyn.
John Mitzak says, I'm from Jersey and I was debating on whether I should get tickets to Blazers Nets. Are they like super expensive or how reasonable are the tickets? I know Clay's talked to him the other day and he said he was planning on going to the Blazers Celtics game this week. Okay, so he is going Bucks. Buckaroos.
We going to have a split vote on double downs or what, Trevin? Yeah, there we go. A split.
Nice.
Yep, a split vote on the double downs. So everybody's going Bucks or Nets. Interesting. Well, I'm definitely, honestly, I want to take the L in the Bucks game because I want you guys to lose your double down. Eric, I want you to lose your double down, honestly. I'm not worried about Razor Zach. I'm worried about catching up to you. You being 10 games ahead of me at this point is rough. So.
We have a couple games opposite tonight, though, at least.
Yeah, let's see. We got game 1's opposite.
And Timberwolves Warriors.
Game 4's opposite. And our double downs are opposite, so I can gain 3 games. I could be 7 back if I go perfect. Or actually, I won't have to go perfect, but I'd have to win all the different picks, right? So anyway, that is picks against the spread. Let's look at the records before we head off. Chat, you guys got to try and get that lead back. You guys are falling off. I would love to see Chat fall to 3rd, to 4th. I would love to see Reese continue to do well, make things interesting. I'd love to see Trevin have some success because it's been a little rough for him lately. But honestly, you look at things since like the first 30, 40 games, I think Reese is on top and Trevin might be second because they were both like 20 to 25 games below 500. And Trevin's probably not second. You've done well since then. You were around 500. So, but they've been doing much better since the rough start to the season. They just had to get the feel for the picks. It's more of a feel, and there's no logic to it. It's more just gut feelings, and if you got train your gut to pick the right teams. That's all betting is. That's all anything is. To be real with you, so
yeah, Zach was down there too for the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And Chad's
Zach
just
went
down
on that
bad right now.
huge run. I just wish you were 6 games worse right now. It'd be a lot more interesting. So start picking the wrong teams, Eric, please. Anyway, that's picks against the spread. So, wow, that segment was extremely long. Let's preview the Nets game for the next 10 minutes or so, and then we're going to sign off. So the Blazers go up against the Nets. James Harden's going to be out of that game, Eric?
Yeah, Harden's still out indefinitely with the hamstring groin issue. And now Kyrie also has a groin issue.
Yeah, I'm hoping Kyrie plays tomorrow because if it's just KD, I want the Blazers to especially coming off the prior 2 games they had, the blowout wins against Indiana and Memphis, I want them to face a top-tier team. If Kyrie's out and James Harden are out, this is not a top-tier team. They got a top-tier player in KD, but outside of that, who's their second-best player? Blake Griffin? I mean, they don't have much depth with those guys out. They're missing Dinwiddie as well. Aldridge retired and whatnot. So, I mean, it makes it easier for the Blazers to win, but I also wanted to see how they'd go off the previous 2 games into a game against a top-tier team.
Yeah, Isaac mentions Jeff Green, who we forgot about. That's I guess
Green's the second best player.
DeAndre Jordan. I don't know. Claxton is out as well, Belgian. So, yeah. Even with KD, it's not a guaranteed win. So, if he's the only one that plays, we definitely need to play well to beat them. Joe Harris obviously is.
Joe Harris is up there. I mean, but they don't have like a clear-cut number 2 guy that's like a really good starter. You know what I mean? Like, Norman Powell would probably be the second best player in that lineup. CJ McCollum would. Honestly, Yusuf Nurkic, he's been playing better lately. He might be the second best player in that lineup. So I feel like you can make the case that we'd have the second, third, fourth, and fifth best players in that game tomorrow. So that's the thing. The Nets are a super team, but without some of the guys that they're going to be missing and could be missing with Kyrie, it's just it's a solid team, but not an elite team.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to see this team finally beat an elite team. They haven't beaten an elite team. When was the last time they beat an elite team, Eric?
Probably the 76ers at home.
Probably the 76ers at home.
Excuse me for a second.
Go ahead. Eric keeping you on your toes. Yeah, the Sixers were the last team. Other than the Sixers, the last time we beat an elite team, I guess, was the Lakers back in 2020 in late December. That song was a banger, huh? So, other than Philadelphia, the Blazers during the entirety of 2021 have not beaten an elite team. It is currently April 29th, so we're almost 4 full months in. I would like to see them beat an elite team. Philadelphia is the only elite team they've beaten this entire calendar year. But it's not going to be an elite team if Kyrie's out. If Kyrie's there, you can maybe make the case. But without Kyrie, it's definitely not an elite team. The thing is, we already faced them with 2 of their big 3 out. They had Harden that time, no KD, no Kyrie. But we still lost at home, to a team we should have beaten on that night. So I want to see them beat an elite team, okay? I can't have any optimism for them going into the playoffs unless they beat an elite team and are like consistently solid against elite teams this final 10 games, because they'll have more opportunities. But I mean, I need to see the proof. I need to see it for myself. I need to see them beat an elite team. So I'm actually a little disappointed that they might miss the chance to play an elite team tomorrow, Eric.
Yep. I mean, we still have some teams that will provide that test, I guess, moving forward. So, not the end of the world, I guess, but yeah, we definitely need to start playing teams in a manner in which we need to play against them for winning in the playoffs if we're going to change the season. And doing that, against depleted rosters is not the best test for that, but they can still come out and play the right way and destroy them like they destroyed Memphis and the Pacers. So if they continue to play that well, that would be I don't know if it's like a sign or anything, but it's definitely it would definitely be a good thing if they blow out another team 3 in a row.
Yep. I agree. Shutting down KD is going to be the key to that game. Rocco against KD is going to be an interesting matchup to watch. Looking forward to seeing KD play against the Blazers, because it's been a very long time since KD has played against the Blazers. You go back to, he didn't play in our first matchup against the Nets this year. He didn't play at all last year. The season before, we played the Warriors in the playoffs when he was still in Golden State, but he wasn't playing in that playoff series. So it's been a long time since we've seen KD play against the Blazers. So, looking forward to watching him, because he's been very, very good this year, and he's been nicked up, been banged up, dealt with injuries, a lot of nagging ones, but every time he comes back, his first game back, he's playing insane. The dude is just a natural talent. So, that's the keys to tomorrow are the Blazers have to be the best version of themselves. They have to bring the intensity. They have to, honestly, probably double KD. Trap him off pick and rolls. That's the one guy you got to stop. Okay, but then you can't let Joe Harris hit 6 threes on you. They do have enough talent around that they can exploit that if you give too much attention to KD. So then your rotations behind that, your help behind that has to be on point. That's the key defensively. Offensively, they got to move the ball. They got to try and get quality shots. If they get quality shots, they could put up 130 against the Nets. They are not a good defensive team. This could be a game where we're not really happy with our defense, but we could still potentially win simply because we're outscoring them. The thing is, you cannot settle for bad shots against a bad defense, because if you work the ball, if you work the offense against the bad defense, you should be able to get pretty good looks. So that is the keys going into tomorrow.
Yeah, and that's kind of why I want Kyrie to play, like you mentioned, is I want to see how they defend the pick and roll against him, because if they're just run and drop scheme and not getting through those picks, it would be interesting to watch that dynamic of both him and Durant. And if it's just one of those two, KD's still near impossible to completely shut down, but you can have a much more locked in game plan on one person versus two. So I wanted to see how our defense is progressing, having to stop two mega options like that while also staying home on one of the best 3-point shooters, if not the best in the league. So it's still going to be a challenge, I think, even if Kyrie doesn't play, but I do really want to see if their pick and roll defense is progressing at all, or if this is just a mirage playing a team like Memphis that Ja struggled shooting the ball. So was that just a case of him not hitting his outside shots, or was it a case of us actually playing the pick and roll well last game? It's tough to know for sure, but my money is on Ja just having a bad game based on the history of the Blazers guarding elite pick and roll players.
I agree. So that is the preview for tomorrow's game. Not much of one, but I feel like we touched on the basics going into tomorrow for sure. The Blazers will have a healthy roster. You can't make the injury excuse for the Blazers. If anything, you could make it against them. So, yeah. But you want to see the people that love to use the injury excuse, making it for the other team. So, anyway, if I see one more thing about Mac Jones in chat, anybody else who says Mac Jones in chat is getting a 5-minute ban. Okay, as we wrap up this stream, me and Eric are Niner fans, by the way, if you guys didn't know. And everybody's talking about the draft, Eric. This isn't even basketball talk. It's just draft talk. And I can't blame them, okay? Me and Eric are Niner fans. It's been an eventful day with Aaron Rodgers. How would you feel if the Niners pulled off a trade, third pick, and other assets for Aaron Rodgers?
I am pissed that we traded up to 3, but if we somehow switch that into getting Aaron Rodgers, it's hard to think of a better move for one of my teams, short of maybe my Reds trading for Ken Griffey Jr., but then he barely played because he was injured all the time. But it's hard to think of a bigger trade than that would be. And I know there's probably very little chance that the Packers trade him, but apparently the Rodgers has made it clear that it's either trade him or he will not report. So I don't know who's going to blink there between the Packers and Rodgers, or if that is 100% accurate. But apparently we called and offered the number 3 pick, and Rodgers is, along with other stuff, but Rodgers is pissed that the Packers did not accept it. And we're one of the 3 teams that he listed as his preferred choices to go to. He grew up a 49ers fan, was always mad that we didn't select him in that draft. But, it's... And we have new management, so it's not like he's bitter towards John Lynch and Shanahan and stuff like that, because they weren't involved in that process at all. So they can just pass that off as, dude, that was a stupid decision by the old regime.
Yep.
So yeah, I don't think he holds any bitterness towards those guys in particular. I think he would love to still play for him. He might still hold something against the owner maybe, but overall, I think he'd be fine going to the Niners, and that would absolutely bump us right back up to being the favorites, in my opinion, if we somehow landed him.
Yep. Belgian says, "Who the f are the Reds?" Zach is on his burner. Chat's entertaining me right now.
Cincinnati Reds are a Major League Baseball team here in America, and yeah, they. Uh, when I was a kid, they had a pretty fun team, and when I was 11, they won the World Series, and it's just been my team since I was little, and they've sucked ever since then, pretty much.
Bandwagon.
Made the playoffs last year and didn't score a single run in the playoffs, but yeah. Other than that, yeah, it's been a rough time. They've been okay this year though, but
So
yeah.
would you call it a Mickey Mouse playoff run?
Which one?
The Reds.
Winning a World Series?
Nah, go into the playoffs and you don't score a run?
Oh yeah, that's a
That's
Mickey Mouse
tragic.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think they only made the playoffs because they had expanded playoffs last year because of COVID. So I think that's the reason they made it too. So definitely Mickey Mouse. But they had a pretty good rotation that if they had some hitting could have led them deep into the playoffs, but they completely choked.
I'm a Mariners fan, so I don't talk baseball. I don't know what baseball is, to be honest. I'm right there with Trevin. But as far as the NFL draft tonight, okay, I will be pissed if they draft Mac Jones. I will be pissed. You remember Giants fans when they drafted Daniel Jones a couple years ago? I'll be like one of those fans, right? And honestly, that pick hasn't even turned out too bad. Well, it was better than Haskins.
So there's two things with that pick. The first one is they didn't have to take him that high. There's no way a team was going to take him in the top 10. So they could have traded back, grabbed another additional asset or something and still gotten him. But the difference between that and the 49ers, I agree with you that like picking Jones there compared to Mac Jones this year would be equivalent in terms of where you pick them, way reaching for those guys. But the Giants didn't give up 2 future firsts on top of that to get him. So, like, if we do that on top of giving up 2 future firsts, that's just a ridiculously horrible trade, considering they could have moved up into the later, 6 to 9 range for way less value and still probably gotten him if they take him at 3. So, and if they didn't get him, there's still a couple other quarterbacks that are just as good, in my opinion. So, yeah, it's the fact that we gave up so much just to take him and reach for him at 3 is just that would just be ridiculously awful in my opinion.
Yep. I just want a dual threat quarterback. So I want Justin Fields. If not Justin Fields, I'll be okay with Trey Lance. I'll be happy with Fields. I'll be okay with Trey Lance. I'll be pissed if it's Mac Jones. That's how it goes. And if something crazy happens and maybe Fields goes too, they better, I'll be happy with Zach Wilson. I don't know much about Zach Wilson because he's presumed to be going number 2 of the Jets, but somehow he ended up there. I'd be cool with that too.
But yeah, I say I don't like Wilson. I don't like Jones. Fields is okay, but he seems to be slipping a little bit. So like I said, you probably wouldn't have had to trade up to 3 if he's your guy. And then Trey Lance, same thing. I don't think you would have had to go up to 3 to get him. And the Dolphins, after trading us the 3rd pick for the 12th pick, used 1 first to go back up to 6th. And we gave up 2 to go up to 3. But we could have gotten one of those 3 guys at 6, in my opinion.
Yeah, so. Man, I don't even care about how much we gave up. Just get the right quarterback. That's all I care about, And I feel like, I don't know, I just gut feeling Justin Fields, like, at least he'll be a guy that is a bit of a dual threat. That's just kind of my hope there. Yeah. Because there's so many times where I watch the Niners, man, and there's just situations where if Jimmy G was just a little bit mobile, he could break off huge gains or make something happen. Like, our offense is like a lot of quick checkdowns, a lot of motion. I've always imagined, man, what if we had somebody that could also, like, improvise and make plays and scramble and run within that offense?
Yeah.
Because I don't know, none of the throws that Jimmy G makes are that impressive. So that's kind of why I want like a Justin Fields. Like I'm hoping he can orchestrate that offense and make those basic throws they have Jimmy G making, and then improvise and run off of that. So that's why I want him.
Yep, and I agree with that, and that's why Deshaun Watson, I think, would have probably been the trade target had he not had all the
all that
off-field
stuff.
issues, and now there's no way you could touch him until that's sorted out, or I don't know what's going to happen with that, but not looking good for him there. But yeah, my problem is now you have to get it right, and if you don't, it's pretty much ruining any chance we have of contending the next few years or finding a quarterback to replace him. Because you could say, like, the Cardinals gave up. They took Rosen a few years ago and gave up on him after 1 year and went with Kyler Murray, which was a good decision. But the next 2 years we won't have a first pick, even if we're terrible. So, yeah, it's like they have to get it right, and I don't. Putting all our chips into the Mac Jones train, I just really struggle with that.
Yeah, so nervous, excited, looking forward to watching it. Starts in 40 minutes. So, yeah, follow me on Twitter if you want to see my reaction at Tory Jones YT if you haven't already. If you haven't already, I don't know what you're doing. You're over here on our second channel, which is where all the real ones come to. So, if you don't follow us yet, Eric is at Hoopsjock. As I said, I'm at Tory Jones YT. Channel is at Blazers Uprise YT.
And just for the record, so I've already resigned myself to thinking we're taking Mac Jones. So I'm going to be pleasantly surprised if we don't. And I've already been pissed off about it to the point where it is what it is if it happens. So I'm not going to be too mad, or I'm not going to break anything or whatever, but I will be severely disappointed, and I'm hoping to be pleasantly surprised by them not taking him.
Yep, I think it's completely up in the air. I'm not leaning towards them taking any one of the three at this point. So, yeah. Reese, just random tidbits of basketball. Why are you talking basketball, Reese? I don't know what Zach is asking. I'm about to just cut this stream because my mods, Reese is dropping Charlie Brown tidbits. This isn't Peanuts, man. I never watched Peanuts. I never was into Charlie Brown or whatever that whole thing is, and I don't know what cheese has to do with anything, Zach. So. Yeah, Trevin's my only normal mod. So
Michael Ranella says I blocked him on Twitter.
Dang, Eric, why you gotta block people, man?
If that's the old Michael Ranella that used to come in here all the time, there's no way I would have blocked you on Twitter, man.
Yeah, come on, Eric.
That's not true.
Why you gotta do Michael like that, man?
He's making up stuff to say that.
And you're gonna block him, and then you're gonna say made it. Wow. Okay. Well, Eric's just a savage. Oh, it's a political thing. Oh, well, that makes sense. Anyway, we're just gonna wrap up the stream then. Since this is we're not gonna go from basketball to football to politics. We're gonna cut it at football draft tonight. Looking forward to it. Blazers tomorrow night. We'll have you covered with the post game stream. Until then, I hope you have a good rest of your day. I'll see some of you over on www.twitter.com. And until next time, as always, peace out. Go Blazers.